Now, one programme that has lasted over 32 years on the BBC is Comedy Panel Show. Have I got news for you?
Yeah, and one couple that have been rooted to it right from the start is comedian Paul Merton and broadcaster Ian Hislop.
Inside the carriage are lots of items, including a fragment of the Mary Rose ship, a piece of Florence Nightingale's dress, a small piece of the royal box at Ascot, and apparently one of Sir Edmund Hillary's Everest ladders.
So he didn't actually climb up the mountain, he climbed up a huge ladder.
If there are whole things, it's just someone going around with scissors every time they see something vaguely historically important. Be like, yep, have that.
Yeah.
Put that in the coach, put that in the coach.
Hello, Miss Nightingale.
As if they're creating a sort of mood board for their carriage. Feeling a bit laddery, let's put a bit laddery.
It is always such a brilliant watch, and it's a big thanks to these two here, to Ian and Paul. Lovely to see you on Morning Live, gents. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
My goodness, going into the 65th series, what a success it's been. And of course, a lot of it is about who you have on the night, who's hosting. Over the years, Paul, who'd you say, could you pick a favourite that's been in the hot seat?
Yes, your sound's breaking up a bit, but I think I know what you're asking me. My favourite host was Bruce Forsyth. I'm glad you showed a clip from Have I Got News For You. You didn't feature me at all. That was really good. By the way, is this in the way? Is this in the way? I can get it. I can put it somewhere else if it's in the way. Yes, Bruce Forsyth was my favourite host. Very good show last night. David Tennant was excellent, and as indeed everybody else was. So, yeah, it's going very well.
There you go. There's a shot of you in that then, and it's nice for you to show the BAFTA. After 65 series, you'd hope you at least get one.
Shot. Yeah, it's getting better.
Who's left then, Ian? Who's left? Who'd you like to see hosting the show?
Well, I think King Charles will be very good next week. We were looking for a royal host. He hasn't actually confirmed yet. We're still talking to his people, but... if he doesn't do it, I think we've got someone called Harry's going to stand in. I think it'd be quite a good show.
Big some show, that, wouldn't it? Yeah, do you think, you know, now with the news, obviously, I feel like now more than ever, we need to try and make light of it, don't we? We need this.
I couldn't really hear what you were saying, but judging by the chat with the researcher, you're probably asking me, is it important to laugh about the news?
Well, basically
yes,
that, yeah, Paul.
It is, yeah. I think sort of like, you know, now we have 24-hour news channels. Sometimes you can get a bit lost in sort of watching the news all the time, and it can be a bit depressing because obviously bad news is normally what features. But I think, yeah, as a kind of antidote to some of the terrible stories that happen in the world, we make light of some of those, and some of the stories like last week's story when we had the gorilla going down the motorway. You know, anything that can bring a sense of fun to topicality, I think, is probably welcome.
Yeah.
Well, you two are like chalk and cheese, aren't they, really?
Absolutely.
Even watching you now is funny. But
I'm watching you now
Which
thinking...
one's cheese?
Yeah, I'm thinking, is he telling a lie? Maybe he can hear us, but maybe he can't. It's very Paul, you never know. Ian, you've had to put up with this for 32 years.
Yeah.
How have you survived it?
Well, I mean, you know, there are highlights, and Paul was saying it was a good show last night. We had David Tennant on, and for the public, you get to see a doctor, and there's no wait. I mean, what could be better than that?
Absolutely, yeah. Highlights over the years, Paul. Can you hear this question? Highlights over the last 32 years. What stands out for you?
I think it's the quality of...
Oh.
Oh, no.
Ian, I think he was just about to say, was he talking about the Boris Johnson episode? Oh, he's still
Probably.
going,
I think that, because I've cut him out off, I think we've had quite enough of Paul. No, I think the highlight for me was during lockdown. We managed to keep going. We had to record from our own house, and I was in the middle of talking about, you know, Boris Johnson and lockdown regulations, and my cat walked in. And as Paul pointed out, the cat was much better than I'd ever been on the show. So I think Colin was the star.
I think Paul's going to be fuming about that shot, isn't he?
Ian, if you'd like to speak to our tactician at Morning Live, we could probably sort this out for you. So if you wanted to turn Paul off in the future...
32 years I've been waiting for technology to get there.
Oh, he's back. Paul, sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, I heard every word of that. I'm listening, you know.
He did. Oh, my gosh, he actually did.
Right, that's it. I quit.
I think the chaos basically sums up the show, and it's absolutely
The secret of their success.
The new series, it's back tonight at 9 p.m, BBC One and iPlayer. Gents, thank you so much. In all seriousness, you're doing a brilliant job. We look forward to watching tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I can see this as being the invention of the future.
He didn't even hear what you said either.